Hello and welcome to Monday. This is Makeup Mouse and this week we're doing something truly cruel. We're doing a no brushes makeup challenge. So all of these babies, they're gonna have to go on the naughty step and I'm gonna try and maybe even succeed to just use my hands to do some makeup. Well, I've been putting this off for a good day now, so let's just get started. Okay, so foundation, gonna shake this up. It's my Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. It's the most expensive thing I own, so I use it as much as I can. And I'm just gonna apply this with my fingers, which I usually use a stippling brush, because it gives that nice sort of airbrush finish thing. But I'm sure you can just use your hands for this. It's quite a liquidy foundation, so should be alright. Oh my god, it feels like I'm cleaning my face, but with foundation. Okay, that'll do. It's not exactly like it's particularly high coverage, so I mean there's not going to be any bald spots or anything, but that's alright, yeah, cool. Next I will do my concealer, and I've got this quite lovely BH concealer palette which I got recently and I'm very excited about it. I'm just using the palest of the yellowy shades, and I'm just gonna dot this on underneath my eyes. I just put it on the kind of inner part of the dark circles. There we go, that's alright. Though now it has just come to my realisation that I can't actually powder my skin because I can't use brushes. So I guess it's just going to have to kind of stay as it is. Oiliness be damned. Right, so I was going to use a powder blush because I have more than one colour in those, but they don't really work too well with hands, so I'm just going to use a cream blush. This is Revlon Photo Ready cream blush in Coral Reef. It's coral, it's nice, I promise. And I'll just get a bit of that on my finger and just kind of dot it on the high point, the kind of high cheek bit, rub it in. This actually does blend in very nicely over foundation with just your fingers, though it is very bright, so you've got to give it a good old pat over. Blend it in nicely. I hope that's picking up because it's a very nice colour. Okay, so there's your blush. Quite nice, I think. Next up, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I know it's no brushes, but I'm assuming a pencil's okay, because, you know, I can't really apply eyebrows with just my fingertips. That'd be really horrific. So, I don't know if this is cheating or not, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay. Pencil isn't really my favourite eyebrow method. I prefer using a sort of a slightly coloured setting wax thing and then a powder over the top. So I find that really doesn't move throughout the day.
You do need a brush for that.
And I have a lot more control with it. But yes, I would need a brush. So in fact I would need 2 different brushes just for that. So I guess if this is an experiment in frugality, then we can't have my normal brows. I've already gone really wrong with this. One of them's enormous. Oh god, and I just threw it on the ground! It's okay. It's okay. Okay, that'll do. That's fine. That'll do. There is a little sort of brushy thing on the end of this, and while I think it might count as a brush, it does come with the product. So I'm going to use it anyway, because I need to make these less terrible. Brush them through, ha 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 ha, throw caution to the wind. God, I'm such a rebel. Oh, I think I've made it worse.
It does.
Those are some eyebrows. They'll do. It's a perfectly alright method. I just find that a bit of powder helps them not rub off when it gets hot, because I tend to kind of touch my face a lot. Okay, so next up, I guess it's unavoidable. I'm gonna do my eyes. And I've got my magnetic palette thing that's full of all my favouriteest colours. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this kind of mossy green shade over here. Okay, so let's whack this on. So just using my ring finger, as I've heard it's your weakest finger, so it applies the least pressure to your eyeballs. Just patting that on and kind of blending over it a little bit. That's quite a nice colour actually, isn't that nice? Isn't that good? Lovely colour. Lovely colour to distract from my inept abilities at applying makeup with my fingers. So, this is kind of like a browny, greeny duochrome, so it kind of almost creates the effect of a crease on its own, but I'm not going to wimp out completely. I'm going to try and get a bit of a crease shade in there. And for that, I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this purpley colour from that same palette. I've just wiped my finger off, and I'm going to use the same one. And I'm just going to apply that in the outer crease sort of area. That'll do! And I'm going to take the same purple and just put it underneath my eyes as well. Okay. Oh, this is actually working a lot better with my little finger for some reason. I don't know. You get kind of more concentrated colour on such a small area, I suppose. God, I tell you what, I'm struggling enough with this. I think if I did a no mirror makeup challenge, I'd have some kind of breakdown. Okay, that looks alright, that's okay. And thereon, I'm going to use this soft pinky beige colour. It's a matte from MUA, that really cheap English makeup brand. And I'm just going to use that as a brow highlight. Okay, so just gonna, again, just use my ring finger, cause if it ain't broke, do not buy a new finger. And kind of use it to blend out that crease shade a little bit as well. There we are, kind of brightens it up a little bit. And using my little finger again, I'm going to use this creamy, ooh, here it is, creamy champagne colour from the same palette again. Oh my goodness, that's very pigmented. That's, whoa! That is a serious shade. I'm just going to put that on my inner corners. That's really nice actually. Lovely. Oh! And again, obviously, it's just as soon as I say that's enough, I add a bit more. Anyway, okay, so that's the eyeshadow done. Then next up, once again, I'm not entirely sure if this is allowed, but I'm going to use a liquid eyeliner that comes with its own brush. Just realised I've been trying to do this in a mirror that's quite far away, so I'm just going to use a smaller one. I'm off camera. There we go, just a bit of something to make it look a bit nicer. I haven't done a wing or anything, just a simple line really across the top. And then a bit of mascara. This is the same one I always use, Jelly Pong Pong Fairy Lashes. So yeah, just whack a bit on. This is definitely not a brush, by the way, this is a wand. Sufficient! Oh, and a bit on the lower lashes, obviously. Cool, that'll do. Next up, the lips. So I'm just going to use a lip liner in a kind of a brick orangey kind of colour. This is from Kiko and it's number 200. Okay, there we go. Lovely. And then I'm going to use this lovely bold colour from Rimmel. It's number 12 from the Kate Moss collection and it's a super bright coral colour. Kind of matches the cheeks. Goes with this kind of autumn coloured eye thing. Not sure if it's really going to go, but I like it. It doesn't quite match the lip liner, but I think it goes well enough. I think it's usually better to have a slightly more neutral coloured lip liner anyway, so it kind of acts as a sort of almost like a transition between your skin colour and the lip colour. Okay, so this is the finished look. And I'm gonna say, not as bad as I thought. This is okay. Granted, I did cheat possibly 3 times, but you know, never mind. I suppose the point of this is just to show you that you don't necessarily have to have all the fancy brushes that but I suppose this is to show that you don't actually have to have all the fancy brushes. Can I not make that sentence work?
Fancy brushes aren't necessary?
But I suppose this is to show that all those fancy brushes aren't really necessary. They're obviously very useful, but for day to day you don't really need 20 different eyeshadow brushes. You can make do with just your fingertips. So there you go. If you don't have that many brushes, it's okay. If you do, you could probably do something a bit nicer than this. So I guess that's the moral. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It was surprisingly not as much of a failure as I thought it would be. Yeah, so I'll see you again next week. Bye bye. Mouse out.